Welcome back to Syn-Mar. My name is Derek, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at our casting department and how our products are made. We're going to be talking to Tom, who supervises our production area, and he's going to walk us through our casting department from receiving raw materials, mixing products, and casting them onto molds. He's going to be showing us exactly how our products are made.
Hello, my name's Tom. Welcome to Syn-Mar. My title here is Production Supervisor. I've been working here about 7 years. Started over in our finishing department. And 6 years, almost 7 years later, I'm in charge of this entire half of the shop. Today we'll be focusing on the entire casting process from raw materials and ingredients being mixed together into the finished product, which you see here. So where we're standing right now is where we receive most of our raw materials. It comes on a huge semi-truck. We have to get it off with our forklift and put it away neatly where it belongs. The organization of raw materials is important because, one, you don't want any chemicals that where they're not supposed to be, being the resin. Pretty much keep the wet ingredients with the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients with the dry ingredients. We store our resins in our resin room, and we've got it piped through the wall right out there to the scale so we can measure it and be accurate with our batches. So right here we've got one of our marble colors called solid white. Actually one of our hardest colors to make too. Solid colors are harder to make because it's harder to keep the color consistent throughout an entire pour. So we've got, I would say, probably 40 pounds of our marble resin along with our white background or white pigment. And then I'd say probably about 100 pounds of our marble filler. We get it to the consistency that's easy to pour, it's easy to manipulate, easy to vibe out. We want all the air bubbles to come to the surface. So I would say usually a batch from start to finish, from setup to pour, is anywhere between 5 minutes to 15 minutes. It really depends on the color. This being solid white, it's pretty easy. It's 3 ingredients, well 4 if you count the catalyst. Get that mixing, then we add our catalyst, and it's about 5 to 6 minutes until it's ready to put onto a mold. If you do it any later or sooner, you could screw up the curing process, making the whole panel no good. You could get inconsistency in the colors. So say if we've got 2 side walls that need to be poured together, they look the same, but the back wall is poured by itself. You need to keep the process the same so the back wall looks like the side walls. Yeah, our batching process is all done by weight. And like I said earlier, if there's 2 batches for the same color, you try to keep those batches as close in weight as possible, so there's really no chance of you making it look different to what you previously poured. Trevor here is scraping the wand to get pretty much all the drier stuff off the wand so it doesn't end up in the panel, and to keep our washer as clean as possible. So now he's going to bring it over to the parts washer. Austin's grabbing the bucket with our cart. They're going to bring it over to this panel to pour. So now that they're done pouring each mold, Austin is getting rid of the waste, excess material. We try really hard to keep it as low as possible, but sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes we have more, sometimes we have less. In this case, we happen to have less, so that's good. Okay, so they just finished casting, finished vibrating. That's the most important part. Now we move them back into our setup area where they can get demolded and put into finishing. Usually, our onyx colors are much faster at vibing out. It's just the material. But our marble colors take anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes to fully vibe out and all the air to come to the surface. So as you can see, these molds are being set up. They come all the way down here. They sit on this cart, roll into the booth, fan kicks on, and our spray applicator sprays each mold. And essentially that gel coat layer becomes a protective layer between outside elements and our material.
Thanks for coming and taking a closer look at our casting department. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on everything Syn-Mar. Hope to see you next time.